interrupt your program to bring you this important podcast. How to 911.
Can you put me out of service on a podcast, please?
Welcome back, everybody. This is How to 911. As you can see, for the watchers, we have a special guest. But for the listeners, we will get to that in just a second. Just a reminder, I'm Sami.
I'm Erica. Yep.
But I will let this strong independent woman introduce herself.
I am Officer Megan Eisentraut.
Welcome. Thank you. So, Officer Eisentraut. May we call you Megan?
You can.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank goodness. What do you do here?
Perfect.
Yeah, love it.
I'm a cop.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you get to be a cop?
How did I get to be a cop? Well, I interviewed through with our admin, and I was put on for the recruit academy. Mm-hmm. So they paid for me to go through the academy and then become an officer here.
How long have you worked here?
In patrol, I've been on for 2 years, and in the department total, if I do my math right, 13 and a half years. Yes.
So, been in the department 13 and a half years.
Yeah.
What'd you do before that?
I was in dispatch before.
What?
I know.
Crazy.
Former dispatcher.
Crazy. Turned cop.
Wow. Why?
Why did I change?
Yeah.
What
made you want to make the leap to leave us?
The leap to leave. There's always been a pull for me. I kind of fell into dispatching when I didn't even know that this was something to do.
Mm-hmm.
But one of our friends was working here, and she was like, "You should come do this." And so I was like, "I might as well try. I've got kids, and why not try and make some money?" So I loved my job as dispatch. I would still be up there if I didn't have the opportunity to become a cop. But I think being in dispatch and being a PD dispatcher made me want to do more and be more involved in the calls and contribute in better ways.
It's a really good answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
The best answer.
The best answer.
So what's your favorite part about being an officer?
Dealing with people, which is hard right now because people aren't very nice. But I really like the interaction with people and to try and put a positive spin on law enforcement because we need that, I think, now more than ever. And just to feel, not like I don't want to say like I'm changing somebody's life or that I'm doing something, but just to feel like I helped in a little way. I had that feeling in dispatch, but it's different when you can see somebody face to face and do that interaction where you can see their facial expressions and the changes in their demeanor from being sad or mad or whatever to nice and decent and appreciative of you. So I think that's probably the biggest thing.
So I kind of want to double play it then. What was your favorite thing about being in dispatch?
I think it kind of was the same thing where I liked the calls when people were mean on the phone, which sounds really bad, but I liked when people were when they called and they were mad and yelling and upset and you had the opportunity to change that. Mm-hmm. So I felt like that was really awesome. Like delivering a baby over the phone is really kind of a cool thing too. So I got to do that one time, and it's just you're still absolutely helping people, but it's just different when you're out on patrol because you get to see that one-on-one interaction that you're missing in dispatch. Yeah.
So then what's your least favorite thing about being an officer?
Least favorite thing about being an officer? Having to wear all of this. No, I don't know if I have a least favorite. Paperwork sucks. Reports aren't fun. Bad calls are never fun, but I haven't had anything yet that makes me say like, oh my God, this is the worst thing I could have done, or this was the worst day. So I think because I'm so new and I like my job so much that I don't have a negative thing.
That's cool. Yeah.
I like how you put the spin on people being mad at us in dispatch.
Yes.
And being able to help. To go into it with that mindset is different than, oh, I don't want to talk to anyone that's mad, or, why are you mad at me?
Yeah.
But to know that you can make a difference, that's really neat.
Yeah, just to be able to not take it personally,
Mm-hmm.
and then be able to still like counsel them through whatever it is to make them feel better
Mm-hmm.
is good.
It's neat. Yeah. Being able to do it in person.
Right.
Super fun.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Always have to have your game face on. Like you can't hide on the phone.
Yep.
You can hide your reaction a little bit.
Right.
Right. You can mute yourself. You can do things that we can't do on the street. So that changes it a little bit.
These are probably like number 10. I could never be a cop.
Right.
Your emotions are here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely. Like I can cover my voice very well, but
Mm-hmm.
not my face.
Right.
Yeah. That's new. It's a new thing you have to
Work on it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. So what was your least favorite thing about being in dispatch?
I think it was the not like getting the full closure of a call, not seeing everything through to the very end, and knowing because we get just in dispatch, you get just that brief moment of what's happening with them, and it's hard to know what the end result is. So I think that probably was the worst, is that you would always in the back of your mind think like, what should I have said, or what should I have done, or what could I have done better to change the outcome, when there may not have, you may not have been able to change anything anyway.
Right.
And then on a fault to law enforcement is that we don't come upstairs, and I've experienced that too, where they just don't come upstairs and tell you what happened. Because I think we get on patrol, we get caught up in the moment, and we know that we've got to do X, Y, and Z to finish that call, and then we just forget like that you guys just had to deal with that too, and so to get that closure part is kind of important.
Yeah. Definitely. What other questions?
We're going to talk about things good and bad that we do in dispatch that you like or don't like, but we'll get to that. I would love to know more about, since you are new to the streets, relatively new, and you are a woman.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've experienced with your partner officers or with citizens where you're like, they treat you differently?
Yeah, I had one lady, which I know she was trying to compliment me, but she said I was too pretty to be an officer. Which I was like, thank you.
Huh. Yeah.
Like,
I don't
are
know.
police officers supposed to be ugly?
Right? Are we all supposed to be like fat and ugly? I don't know what that was. So there's that. I think a lot. Probably of the older generation, they'll see a female officer and then a male officer and decide that they want to talk to the male first, which is fine. I get it's a generational thing. I have a strange rule because I'm an older officer, so I'm like the mom to some of the guys I work with, and then I'm like little sister to some of the guys I work with. So I'm one of two females that are on night shift, so that is a little different to just be just two of us or one of us, depending on how it works. And sometimes you're like, you feel like you're taken under the wing, and you're like, this is good, this is okay. And then other times it could be like, stay back a little bit. Here, we'll take care of it. I mean, it's difficult to be a female in a male-dominated industry, but I think our department is amazing. I think we have like, I don't remember what our percentage is, at like 25% of our officers are female, something crazy above the norm. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And different, I would imagine, going from dispatch where we were all female. Yeah, and maybe one dude.
Yeah.
Male. Excuse me.
Bro.
Yeah.
Gentleman.
And then going to that where it's male dominated.
Yeah, it changes it completely. You lose some of the cattiness in exchange for dudeness.
Right.
crazy dude stuff, you know, and you have to have a thicker skin, I think, and understand that boys are going to talk like boys and be part of the group.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, since you've seen both sides of it all,
yes,
what is something that you think dispatch does well?
Everything. No, it's right. Oh my gosh, it's such a dispatcher thing to say. We do everything great. No, I think for the amount of new people that are upstairs, I think for the most part, officer safety is always on point and always really, really good. And that as dispatchers, we are able to still have that in the back of our head all the time and be very like hyper vigilant of where the officers are, and then still be able to deal with a-hole callers or crazy callers or things, and just to be able to multitask and have that, I think is great. But I do appreciate our officer safety for dispatch. Yeah.
So is there something that we could work on?
Same thing. I think officer safety is always something that we can improve and work on. Really paying attention to the cadence in officers' voices and knowing that there's something off with what they're saying, or just having like that sixth sense where you're like, that doesn't sound like what Megan usually says, and there's maybe something I should be paying attention to, and just really being like over the top aware. So it's kind of twofold, because it's a great thing and it's always something that can be improved.
Good.
I think I really like that, because I work Sunday through Wednesday, and I don't see your side of the week, right? Like ever. So on Wednesdays every other week when I hear you guys, I'm just like, what are they saying? What are they talking about? Because I'm not used to that crew. And so if there was something off in your voice, I'd probably just be like, oh, must just be how she talks. Right, you know? Yeah. So maybe I should switch it up.
Yeah, I think it's really good for that, because you can, one, you know the people that you work with, and so you're very aware of what they're doing. But then if something changes and then you're stuck on a shift that you're not used to, and you're like, geez. Because there's night and day. Like there's day shift, night shift differences, and then side of the week differences with the way that everybody talks and kind of just meshes together. It's a very strange little ecosystem.
Ecosystem, I like that.
It is. A bubble.
It's just a little bubble that, and it's the same for me. I think I'm probably different than most, because I can pay attention to the dispatcher's voice, and I know who, for the most part, I know who's talking, and if they're talking different, I kind of can pick up on that too. So it goes both ways for us. It would be good for all of us to know you guys too.
Right, like we have to memorize you guys. I know your names. I know. None of us.
Nothing.
It's fine.
Yeah, it should be something. It should be something that
100 plus officers, 20 dispatchers.
20 dispatchers. It seems equal.
Yeah,
definitely equal.
So, what is something? Do you think dispatch starting kind of helped you out with going to police? I mean, obviously, like laws and stuff you had to learn, but
geography was huge. Huge. It, especially if you're coming in from out of state or just even a different city, to have to learn Loveland is crazy. So I think that helped me leaps and bounds over the guys I went to academy with, because they maybe grew up in Loveland. I did too, but it's different when you're in dispatch and you are constantly looking at the map and constantly sending people places. You just remember things more. So I think I definitely had that. My husband's a cop too, and he worked here, so I think without him I would have been struggling. So I think he helped me a ton, helping me learn the laws and do all the things on the side. But I think I had a huge advantage, and radio advantage, just like radio etiquette and phonetics and all of those things. That was easy for me.
Right.
So being able to drive and talk at the same time, like in dispatch, it was like step by step by step. Okay, now you can finally be on the radio and type, and it's the same with patrol, where like you can drive, but I'm gonna talk. And then they finally like, okay, you can have the radio and drive at the same time. And so I didn't have that. I was like, I can do it. It's totally fine.
Let's go for it.
Just like, I know how to
I've been doing the radio forever.
Yeah,
it's totally fine.
Did you try and do the foot pedal when you were on the radio when you first started?
No, but I would, and I probably still do, when we're on the radio, like we say 233, 200, and or 200, 233, I flip it. I flip it all the time, and I'm trying to talk to you guys, but I'm calling myself on the radio, and that doesn't work out well. And so, and so I catch myself and say, like, well, I did that wrong. Or, there's dispatch coming through again, but peeking through. Yeah, there's the roots are still there.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have any words of advice or suggestions or insight into making the leap from like a big career change or being a woman in law enforcement? Or you said you could be someone's like motherly to someone if you feel like maybe you're older going into a new career. Yeah,
older. But yes. To just not be afraid. Like, that's the biggest thing, is to just, if it's in your heart and in your gut that it's something that you want or need to do, then just, without fear, do it. It's going to be hard and it's going to be horrible to make that change, because I went from a job where I was inside and safe and secure all the time, and I had no worries about what my day was going to be like, because I was behind protective glass and locked doors and things like that, to being exposed constantly. But there's that, the heart and the drive and the desire to want to do that kind of overshadows the fear of bad stuff. So just to not, just be unapologetically fearless and do it. Yes. Yeah. Just love it. Girl power and womanly roar and all that jazz. just do it. Yes. It's an awesome feeling to be able to go into a male-dominated field and hold your own. Yeah. So it's good. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know if that was any advice.
Yes, it was.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, just get it.
This is not sponsored by Nike.
No.
Unless they want to.
Unless they.
Yeah. Okay. Nike, are you listening? So what do you want the public to know about Loveland Police, or just in general, like, what should they know?
Goodness. That we are an amazing department, and we strive for excellence, and that we are very, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like, we are very equal in the way that we police. Just edit all of that. No, I think that they should not be afraid to call us, and know that we are going to deliver the best customer service that we can, no matter what, from dispatch to patrol to our detectives to all of that we are here to protect and serve and take care of people. You know, our fight crime, save lives, and survive, that's just kind of what everybody lives by, and we all uphold that, and we're not. It's unfortunate that there's the talk about police and things that are going on right now that it is, and we are very lucky that our citizens don't react the way that a lot of America has. So just to keep having faith in us and know that we're doing the right thing.
Do you have anything else?
I mean, if you have questions, I'll totally answer them.
Like, keep it coming.
Keep it coming.
I think we hit
everything.
Yeah, major stuff, and we really appreciate the insight.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
No, because we were talking about our EMD stuff, and we got to the eye problems one, and we were talking about, like, is there any fluid coming from the eyes? Yep. And I was like, so I couldn't be first responder, because you can see all the things
you get to see all the things. Yeah. It changed it. That's a little different. I mean, I didn't know if my first dead body call would be gross, but
that's good.
Yeah, I haven't had that yet. So
I hope you don't get it tonight, because we were Sammy's like, if I get this, if this is my next EMD call, so
and I don't know and then I have to go on it.
Right.
Yeah. So you guys should follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at Loveland Emergency Communication Center. We're on Instagram at How to 911 Podcast. You can email us if you have any questions for Megan or Erica and myself. You can email us at howto911@cityofloveland.org. And then we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Don't know when that's going to be, but we'll see ya.
Yep.
Until then, know where you are, know your phone number, and tell us exactly what happened.